So this video was originally going to be a Let's Talk for the Summer Game Fest showcase, but that presentation had so little to talk about that I decided to do a video talking about the big final reveal, because it's the only thing I really have anything to say about. That being said, I'll rapid fire through some of the other games that were interesting before we get into the video proper. Scott Pilgrim EX looks really cool, and I'm glad we're getting more Scott Pilgrim content as of late. Stronger Than Heaven. I've never played the Yakuza games, but I've been meaning to get around to them, and this game is from the same team, and it looks really impressive. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. A bunch of DLC got announced with Yakuza, Persona 5, Hatsune Miku, and Minecraft. Not really much to say other than it looks really wacky. Atomic Heart 2. I was severely underwhelmed by the first game, but I'm willing to give this developer a second shot as long as they make the gameplay less clunky and have a better ending than whatever the first game's was. LEGO Voyagers. It's LEGO It Takes Two. Looks fun. Splitgate 2 Battle Royale. As someone who loves Splitgate 1, this makes me sad. I mean, he really went on stage talking about how awful shooters are nowadays, and then proceeded to show the most generic looking trailer for a shooter ever with a Battle Royale mode on top of Imagine Dragons music. Looks creepy and seems like the type of game I would enjoy. Mina the Hollower, the next game from Yacht Club. Been following it for a while now, and it got a release date. Looks cool. And finally, Felt That Boxing. Looks hilarious, and I'm glad to see more indie devs taking inspiration from Punch-Out. Okay, now with all the unimportant stuff out of the way... Resident Evil 9! Oh my god, it's gonna take place in Raccoon City after it got blown up. It's from the director of RE7. There's this weird guy in a chair. There's this big centipede thing that comes out of the ceiling, and it's coming out next February. Okay, let me calm down for a bit. Resident Evil Requiem is the final announcement of the showcase, and man, what a build-up this was. Capcom showed up 2 other times throughout the showcase, once for the Capcom sale, and another to announce that we would have to wait a little bit longer before we could see the next Resident Evil. So when the trailer finally did come around, Resident Evil was the last thing I predicted it could be. I knew from very early on in the trailer that this was a Capcom game. The way the RE engine does hair is very noticeable, so my mind immediately started racing with what this could possibly be. It couldn't be Pragmata because they just showed it off at a PlayStation showcase. It couldn't be Monster Hunter because it was in an FBI building in a very normal looking environment. Maybe it was a new Devil May Cry. Wouldn't surprise me, especially after the release of the Netflix anime, but I knew one thing for certain watching this trailer, is that this couldn't be Resident Evil, because they just said it wasn't going to be here. Man, have I never been so happy being so wrong. This game looks great visually, like the RE engine really has come a long way. So now, we speculate. Let's start with the focus of the trailer, Grace Ashcroft, who is the daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft from Resident Evil Outbreak, which was a multiplayer co-op game for the PS2 that barely anyone played. That being said, from what I've heard, Outbreak seems to be regarded as an underrated RE game. I really hope that Capcom will at the very least remaster the 2 Outbreak games so that people like me could know who Alyssa is. Alyssa was in RE7 in a newspaper clipping, but in this game she's apparently dead, and it's rumored that we'll get to see what happened to her in a flashback, whether that be playable or not. But the big reveal of this trailer is that we're going back to Raccoon City. I'm about to go into heavy rumors and theories, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Leon is rumored to be playable in this game. We're not sure if he'll be the sole protagonist or if this could be an RE2 situation where Leon and Grace have 2 different scenarios. I'm leaning more towards the latter because they focus so much on Grace in this trailer, and considering she's on the box art, it would be a little weird to have her not be playable. This game is releasing in 2026, the 30th anniversary of the franchise, which that, alongside a bunch of elements from the trailer, like the unknown voices that play halfway through, led some to believe that this game will be a big Avengers Endgame-like finale, tying up every loose end from the series past, while also introducing some new elements. The shadowy figure sitting in the chair next to the phonograph could really be anyone, but the popular theory I've seen says that it could be Oswell E. Spencer, aka the person who started all of this. While I like that as an idea for bringing the whole franchise to a close, by bringing Spencer back, I can't help but get an unpleasant flashback to the rise of Skywalker. I don't want Spencer to be Resident Evil's Palpatine. I do have faith in this director. He did both of the Revelations games and 7, but there's always a chance they could mess this up. Still, I am super excited for this game, and I can't wait to see more about it. February can't come soon enough. That's all I got for now. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and hit that bell icon to be notified for whenever I make a new video. The next video should be the Xbox Game Showcase, so if you're interested in that, or interested in supporting the channel more, then turn on notifications and check out my other videos. Okay. That's it. Bye.